When it comes to that first intimate moment with a man, everything feels amplified. The light may be soft, the chemistry might be electric, but beneath skin on skin, something deeper is happening. He's not only feeling your body, he's reading your energy, your calm, your self-respect. And whether he realizes it or not, he's forming quiet judgments that shape what happens next. Not to scare you, but to empower you to show up as yourself with clarity and grace. Welcome to Stoic Dating Code. If this message resonates with you, breathe with me and settle in. And if you find value here, feel free to follow along. Save this episode for later and share it with a friend who needs it. Here's the truth most coaches won't say out loud. Men notice more than they admit in that first intimate moment. Not just physical details, they register emotional cues, micro-behaviors, and the way you own your desires, or hand them away. He may never say it. He may not consciously know he's doing it, but he's collecting data that influences how he sees you afterward. Is this casual, or could this be meaningful? Is she in her body or stuck in her head? Today, I want to walk with you through 5 powerful ways a man quietly judges you the first time you're intimate. Not so you can perform, not so you can chase approval, but so you can relax into your own presence and be remembered for your truth. Let's begin. First, he notices your relationship with your own body. This is not about model measurements or filtered skin. It's about the energy you carry when you're seen, the way you undress, the way you breathe, the way you allow yourself to take up space without apology. If you're constantly adjusting the sheets to hide your stomach, turning off the lights to disappear, or apologizing for your thighs, the mood doesn't just dip, it shifts. It sends a message. I'm not enough. A good man won't punish you for that. But he will feel the distance your self-doubt creates. Intimacy thrives on connection, not on self-war. On the flip side, when you walk into the moment with ease, not perfection, you become magnetic. You undress without rushing. You don't narrate, justify, or shrink. You let your shoulders drop, and you let your eyes meet his. Confidence isn't loud, it's quiet. It glows in your posture, your breath, and the rhythm of your movements. Here's the twist. Most men don't notice the so-called flaws you obsess over unless you spotlight them with shame. He's tracking how you feel more than how you look. If you give yourself permission to be beautiful right now, not later, now, he relaxes. His guard softens. He stops evaluating and starts feeling. Real comfort isn't granted by someone else's desire. It's built before you arrive. It sounds like a private promise to yourself. I'm allowed to be seen. I'm allowed to enjoy this. I'm worthy of pleasure because I am alive. That's ownership. That's embodied self-respect. Touch yourself like you know your art. Move like your body is a celebration, not a test you're trying to pass. Laugh if something awkward happens. Smile when the truth of the moment surprises you. That's when he stops staring at your body and starts falling for your presence. If this is already nudging something in you, let me pause and invite you. Leave a quick note telling me the one belief about your body you're ready to retire. Your words might be the mirror another woman needs tonight. Second, he feels whether you're present or performing. There is a world of difference between being physically naked and emotionally here. Many women slip into performance without noticing. We've been fed scripts, how to sound, how to look, which angle, what pace. But performance is a costume. It can be exciting in the moment, yet forgettable afterward. Presence is unforgettable. Presence makes the room feel sacred. You don't need intense eye contact for an hour to be present. You need attention. You need to come home to your breath and your senses. Instead of thinking, how do I look from this angle? Try, what do I feel in this kiss? Instead of, is he impressed? Try, am I connected? When you let go of getting it right, your body stops reciting lines and starts speaking truth. Your touch changes, your voice changes. Time slows. He feels you, like really feels you, and it's rare enough to be addictive. Presence looks like laughing when something silly happens instead of freezing. It looks like slowing down when you want to rush. It looks like letting your breath lead, not your doubts. It looks like letting your body react honestly. The soft sigh, the surprised gasp, the choice to pause and re-enter the moment together. If the fear creeps in, what if I'm not enough without the performance? Ask a different question. Would I rather be wanted for my script or loved for my truth? Choose truth, even if it's messy, imperfect, vulnerable. Because intimacy is where the masks should fall. If he can't meet you there, you've learned something priceless early. As you listen, if you feel yourself returning to your body, that's a sign you're exactly where you need to be. And if this is helpful, follow Stoic Dating Code so you have a steady place to come back to when life gets loud. Third, he senses how you receive pleasure, not just how you move or sound, but whether you allow yourself to actually feel it. Do you let pleasure travel through you, or do you hold it under glass? Do you breathe deeper, or do you go quiet and still because it feels too vulnerable to open? The world has taught women to be either too much or not enough, to be desirable but not desiring, to be pleasing but not fully pleased. So many of us became experts at giving while denying our own receiving. We perform generosity while starving inside, but the moments that move a man most aren't when you're doing the most. They're when you're feeling the most, when you let your breath guide you, when a soft sound escapes without permission, when your body answers his touch with your truth. That's the moment he realizes you're not trying to manipulate the outcome. You're letting yourself be alive. When you surrender into felt pleasure, you communicate trust without a speech. You say, "I'm letting you in." That doesn't mean loud or dramatic. It means honest. Your version might be quiet, trembly, or playful. There is no correct choreography. There's only your way, done without apology. If you hold back, if your body goes still while your mind says it feels good, he feels the barrier. He may still be attracted, but the connection can't deepen. It becomes a night of sensation instead of a memory with a heartbeat. Ask yourself in the moment, am I letting this in? Am I letting myself be affected? When the answer is yes, you become unforgettable to him, and more importantly, to yourself. If this is stirring something brave in you, save this episode so you can revisit it before a date, a reunion, or a new chapter. Sometimes the reminder you need is just one breath away. Fourth, he reads the intention behind your giving. Why your giving matters as much as what you give. Are you touching him from joy, desire, curiosity? Or are you touching him to secure something, his approval, his affection, his commitment? Men can feel when intimacy turns transactional. You can be doing everything right, yet if your energy says, "I hope this makes him stay," the scene changes. Pressure enters the room. He begins to retreat, not because he's unkind, but because deals are not the same as connection. Giving from desire is different. It says, "I want to be here." It says, "I'm moving closer because I choose this, not because I'm trying to purchase tomorrow." That energy is captivating because it's rooted in abundance, not fear. You're not bargaining for love, you're sharing yourself from fullness. When you give to get, you're not present. You're gauging, measuring, managing. When you give from desire, you're playful, responsive, and uncalculated. Your hands become a conversation, not a contract. He will feel the difference instantly. A man wants to feel chosen, not managed. He wants to feel your curiosity, not your control. When he senses that you're not using your body as currency, he feels respect for you, and he respects himself in your presence, because what you reveal in that moment are your standards. You're saying, "I don't trade intimacy for certainty. I share it when it's real." If fear starts talking, "If I don't give more, will I lose him?" Breathe. Come back to your body. Ask, "Do I want this now for me, or am I trying to control what happens later?" Desire over strategy, presence over performance, truth over transaction. If these reminders help you hold your standards, consider sharing this with someone who needs the same permission. Your courage can be contagious. Fifth, he notices whether he feels emotionally safe with you. Yes, men feel exposed too. Maybe not through body image in the same way, but through ego, expectation, and the fear of not measuring up. He wonders, is she comparing me? What if I don't know exactly what she likes? What if this isn't perfect? Behind the bravado, there's often a quiet boy asking, am I enough for her? You don't have to mother that. You only have to meet it with warmth instead of judgment. When something awkward happens and you respond with a smile instead of a wince, he exhales. When you ask for what you like without making him wrong, he opens. When you show softness, he stops performing and starts connecting. Most people think mind-blowing means flawless technique. What actually makes a man emotionally attached is safety, the realization that he doesn't have to impress you to be with you. That realization doesn't come from your body, it comes from your presence, from your ease, from your willingness to ride the imperfect moments together. No one has perfect first-time sex. There's learning and adjusting and funny little pauses. Empathy turns those moments into intimacy instead of embarrassment. Playfulness turns them into inside jokes instead of reasons to hide. When a man feels safe with you, he lets you see his tenderness. He lets his guard fall an inch. And once that door opens, even a little, it's hard to close, because genuine safety is rare, and rare things become keepsakes. If you're still here, let me thank you for choosing depth over noise. If you want more episodes like this, follow Stoic Dating Code so you never miss a new drop. And if something in this spoke to you, tell me one sentence you want to remember next time you're with someone you care about. Let's pull the curtain back. When a man shares that first intimate moment with you, he's not just enjoying your body. He's listening to 1,000 quiet signals. He's feeling whether you own your body or shrink from it, whether you connect or perform, whether you receive with openness or hesitate behind glass, whether you give from desire or from a bargain, whether you welcome his imperfect humanity or demand a polished show. He won't come out and say, I noticed the way your breath deepened when you let yourself receive, or I felt safe when you laughed at the awkward zipper. But deep down, he's keeping those notes. He's forming a sense of whether this is fleeting or unforgettable, whether this is spark without substance or passion with roots. Here's what I want you to remember, clearly and kindly. You don't need the perfect body. You don't need 10,000 hours of experience. You don't need to get anything right. You need to arrive as yourself, confident in your skin, present instead of performative, open to receiving, not just giving, generous from desire, not from fear, and willing to create a space where both of you can be emotionally naked, not just physically. That's when intimacy stops being an act. It becomes a bond, a memory with gravity, a pull he can't shake because it felt like truth. So the next time you're about to cross that line, don't ask, am I turning him on? Ask, am I showing up as the woman I want to be remembered as? A woman at ease in her body, a woman who feels instead of performs, a woman who receives without apology and gives without bargaining, a woman who makes the room safer just by being honest. If this episode gave you something solid to stand on, save it. Share it with someone brave, and if you're ready for more grounded, loving, no-nonsense guidance, follow Stoic Dating Code. You are worthy of pleasure, connection, and a love that respects your truth. Start there, stay there, and let everything else rise to meet you.